Hello, welcome again. We are solving some questions of theory of machine. The topic is gear and gear trains. Question number 31 to 33 carries a common statement. The statement is a drive is made up of two spiral gear wheels of the same head, same diameter and normal pitch of 14 mm. The center distance between the axes of the shaft is approximately 150 mm. The speed ratio is 1.6 and the angle between the shaft is 75 degrees. Question number 31, 32 and 33 are based on same statement. The question 31 is spiral angle of each wheel. Option A 20.8 degree, 54.2 degree. Option B 27.8 degree, 44.2 degree. Option C 20.2 degree, 54.8 degree. Option D 24.2 degree, 47.8 degree. Question number 32. The number of teeth on each wheel. Option A 30, option 2032. Option B 1931. Option C 1830. Option D 1729. Question number 33. An exact is option A 150.3 mm. Option B 150.4 mm. Option C 152.4 mm. Option D 151.8 mm. So here, so let us see the derivation in spiral gear for velocity ratio and center distance. So these are two gears, two spiral gears having helix angle, right and helix angle, psi 1 and psi 2 respectively. So this is the first gear, and axis of rotation of this gear is this. Okay, to draw the spiral angle of this will move clockwise. Okay, so then it is psi 1, and after and this is a common common surface to the to both the gears. Okay, now after drawing this common surface, to draw the axis of this gear, we uh, we go by psi 2 in the same direction, okay, or in clockwise direction. Then we get axis 2. So that is the method. So this is your axis of gear 1. Then we are drawing psi 1, and then we are drawing psi 2 in same direction because the both are of same hand, and this is your axis 2. Okay, so now the velocity of the velocity of gear 1 is in this direction, perpendicular to axis of 1, and velocity of gear 2 will be in this direction, perpendicular to axis of 2, and the velocity of the common surface or the normal velocity will be in this direction, and this velocity will be same for both. Okay, so so there the relationship between v1 and v2 is v1 psi 1, v1 cos psi 1 is equal to v2 cos psi 2. Okay, so v1 cos psi 1 is vn, and v2 cos psi 1 is again vn, so that is same. Or we can say v2 is equal to vn by cos psi 1 cos psi 2, and v1 is equal to v1 by cos psi 1. Okay, so at this surface the velocity of two gears will be same. So now the velocity ratio, first question is our first question is spiral angle of each wheel, and velocity ratio speed ratio is given. Okay, so now velocity ratio is uh, angular velocity of gear 2 divided by angular velocity of gear 1, and this is your v2 by r2 divided by v1 by r1. So v2 by d2 or v1 by d1. Okay, or d1 by v2, or modifying this d1 by v2 or d2 by v1. Now v2 is this quantity and v1 this quantity, so we get velocity ratio as d1 by d2 is into cos psi 1 by cos psi 2. Okay, so d1 is d1 by d2 is d1 is your m1 t1, and d2 is your m2 t2, cos psi 1 cos psi 2. Or now now m1 is module of gear 1, and m2 is module of gear 2. and m1 cos psi 1 is your normal module, like that vn cos vn is your v2 cos psi 2. Likewise mn is m2 cos psi 2 and m1 cos psi 1. Okay, so m1 cos psi 1 and m2 cos psi 1 both can be written as. So again the velocity ratio is T1 by D2. So now the velocity ratio can be, in terms of diameter, can be written as like this: D1 cos psi 1 by D2 cos psi 2, and in terms of number of teeth it is same, that is T1 by T2. Okay, so so for the first question, here the sharp angle, here we can see that the sharp angle is your theta. Okay, so and this is the summation of psi 1 and psi 4. So for the first question, we have velocity ratio as d1 cos psi 1 by d2 cos psi 2, and the psi 2 plus psi 1 is 75 degree, or psi 2 is 75 minus psi 1. Okay, and the velocity ratio t1 by t2 is given as 1.6. Okay, so that is 1.6, and so d1 by d2, as diameter of the both the gears are same, so d1 and d2 are same, so we can omit this d1 and d2, so diameter is same. So cos psi 1 by cos psi 2 is equal to 1.6, or cos psi 1 is equal to 1.6 cos, because psi 2 is 75 minus psi 1, 75 minus psi 1. So solving this using the formula that cos A minus B is your cos A cos B plus sin A sin B, it will be, or putting the value of cos 75 and sin 75, we have only the term left is cos psi 1, so cos psi 1 and sin psi 1, or it will be tangent psi 1, that will be 0.3793, or psi 1 is your 20.8 and psi 2 is your 54.2. So answer to first question is option A. Okay, and then there are number of teeth. So to find out the number of teeth, we have center distance as r1 plus r2, r1 and r2 are sphere circle diameter, sphere circle radius, or it can be written as m1 t1 by 2 plus m2 t2 by 2, or it is 1 by 2, and m1 can be written as mn by cos psi 1, and here again m2 can be written as mn cos psi 2. So it will be 1 by 2 mn cos 1 by 2 mn t1 cos psi 1 plus mn t2 cos psi 2. Okay, so that is the derivation. So now you will use that formula. So the center distance is now given by now here it is in terms of mn. So we here in our question pitch is given. So pitch is your sorry, pitch is pi into m. So in terms of pitch it will be pn by pi into by 2, and t1 cos psi 1 plus t2 cos psi 2. So now we can put the, as ratio of number of teeth are given, or velocity ratio is given, so put the values, and we have found out psi 1 and psi 2. So we can find out t2 is your 19.68. Okay, so as number of gears, number of teeth cannot be 19.68, so it is 20. Okay, so if one gear has 20 teeth, so as velocity ratio is 1.6, so other gear will have 32. Now corresponding to that, answer to question number 32 is A. Okay, now we have 20 and 32 teeth, so corresponding to that integer, we have central distance as by putting the same formula, we have we can calculate central distance. Tn is given 14, t2 t1 is known, t2 is known, psi 1 is known, psi 2 is known, so it will be 152.4. Answer is C. Question number 33, answer is C.